Here's the new HotenX from Walkera. It's Walkera's newest and latest 200 size brushless quad chopper. It's a little bit smaller than the MX400 but larger than the QR Ladybird. Similar design, well, it's Walkera, so you can only use the Walkera radio on here, unfortunately, but the Devo 7 works good. And if you have like a Devo 6, Devo 8, Devo 10, or even Devo 12, it'll work even better. And according to the box, this one says it's telemetry compatible with the firmware update. So I guess out of the box, it's not telemetry set up yet unless you update the firmware. You can see it's a pretty cool box, which also acts as a pretty cool, convenient travel case if you happen to travel with the HotenX. So I already took the quad out of the box just to keep this video short, to give you guys an idea of what's all included. You get a manual, you get 2 CDs, a CD for all of the transmitter, and also a CD for the quad, because there's pretty much no manual besides a sheet of paper on how to set your reversing and stuff like that. But the manual is okay, which doesn't really help much because the Hoten already comes preset out of the box already. Oh, sorry guys, backwards. So you can see right here, it's got a nice little plastic little fitting on here, so everything just pops right on in. Everything has its own place in the box. You can see you got batteries, chargers. Let me pop open this up, and you have spare blades, which is always a big plus when you're buying anything, because stuff always happens and you always need new blades. Putting that one down. So up next, you guys can see here, got the balance charger, AC adapter, wall charger, or to plug into the balance adapter. You have a 2-cell 1000 milliamp LiPo. You get the Hoten, which I'll take out later to you guys because it's a pretty cool little quad so far. You get a bag of adapters, which is a big plus to me. You can see here you have pretty much the Hoten comes with the Walkera little mini bananas or micro bananas. They're very tiny plugs, but you can see banana also includes an adapter to hook this one up to a for say the big or larger Walkera, I believe 3mm or 3.5mm bullets, and also you also have a Dean's adapter to hook up to the Hoten. So if you're using different batteries, you have adapters, so that's a big plus. You get a little Allen wrench to make adjustments to whatever you have to make adjustments to, and also a plastic flathead screwdriver to make adjustments to the gyro knobs, and a bind plug, which actually doesn't bind from what I heard. All it does is pretty much erases the model memory on the or erases the memory on here, but I never tried it out, so I have no need to try it out. You have a little trainer port. I guess it's good for a simulator or just hook it up to another radio. I myself find no use for this one unless you guys are trying to buddy box with a friend, but they include it, so that's it's a big plus for, I guess, for some people. Up next is the transmitter. The transmitter is a Devo 7. It's one of the entry level, or Walkera's newest entry level to the Devo or Dimension series. It's not touchscreen like the 6, 8, or 12, but it is fully programmable, dual rates expos, throttle curve, dual rates, and all that. Once again, sorry, repeated that stuff again. Mixing, flight mode switch. This thing, the Hoten is able to do flips, so that's a pretty cool feature. Just hit the little flight mode, and hopefully it's preset out of the box, but we're gonna find out because this is my first time. Haven't even flown it yet. All I did is just took it out and took a closer look at it. That's about it. So up next is the HotenX, which you guys have been waiting to see. You can see this thing is not too big. It's got 7-inch props on here, and you can see here's the palm of my hand. It's not too big and not too small, and I'm pretty surprised it's brushless, so I'm pretty excited to see how it flies. It should be more efficient, and hopefully will carry a little bit more weight than the QR Ladybird, which didn't really carry that much more weight. So you can see here, this body or shell kind of reminds me of a silverfish. If you guys have no idea what a silverfish is, it's one of those weird little bugs that's always crawling in your closet or garage, and it looks kind of like silverish, but I'm not sure why it's called silverfish. But if you Google it up, kind of has that resemblance. Or you guys can even think of it as one of those transfer movies or even alien movies where those aliens are coming in and it's attacking, because it has that alien or silverfish look to it. It's got LED lights front and rear, so this will help out orientation, and it should add a little bit of a wow factor when you're flying around. And hopefully at night it looks pretty cool, but we're not gonna find out until the next video when I actually fly it. You got aluminum or metal booms on here. That's pretty cool. Also get aluminum motor block, which is pretty cool too. Brushless motor. One thing I did notice about the setup is there's an E-clip that holds the motor shaft on here, so these motor end belts does not come off, unlike the MX400, which comes off pretty easy. So that's a pretty good feature that Walkera use E-clips now, so none of this comes off when you're flying, which is should be with all quads. Everything comes Loctited on there already, so that's pretty cool. Orange is going to be your back, obviously, and black's going to be your front. And you can always switch it around if you reverse the channels on there. You can make orange the front. Usually, I'm used to I'm used to having the color up front because it just makes orientation, you know, when you're flying better. But Walkera likes to put the colors in the back and dark ones up front. No biggie, simple little thing. This one shares very similar frame design to the MX400, which I'm sure you guys want to pop off this canopy right here. There's LED lights already attached to it, so I'm not gonna unplug any wires because I don't want to unplug it and have something, you know, not hooked on accurately. Just to give you guys a little look inside. It's got two ESC boards, top and bottom, and you also have the main quad control unit on here. Pretty cool. You have extra ports if you want to add lights or even do the firmware update. You just gotta buy the, I believe, the US or UB2, something like that. Some funny name Walkera always come out with every now and then. But it is firmware updatable, so if you want to run the telemetry unit, that's pretty cool. I guess the telemetry unit is like to read your battery voltage, RPM, temperature, and maybe GPS. I'm not sure. I haven't had the GPS module myself, so I can't, you know, say for sure what's the whole telemetry unit does. LED lights, they're on a plug, so you can easily pull it on and off if you want the lights on or off and stuff like that. The frame looks to be made out of a G10 material or fiberglass. Another one you can see here is a metal boom block that attaches to the frame, so that's, you know, everything's nice and sturdy. There's no flexing or anything. Metal landing gears, carbon fiber struts with rubber end caps right here, so when you're landing it, it's not gonna vibrate. It just, you know, adds like a little bit of a cushion too, so that's a pretty cool feature on there. Battery fits right underneath the battery compartment. There's no clips or anything. Pretty much you just set it in and you just lock it in place, and it has little plastic tabs. Take the battery out to give you guys a closer look or a clearer look. You pop the canopy on so I don't break any wires, but you can see right here it's got little plastic tabs, or get another view. Here we go. Plastic tabs, so it just locks on in, and that's about it. Does flips. There's extra little mounting tab right here, so if you want to use the optional Walkera camera, you can just toggle a switch and record videos or even take pictures, which is pretty cool. It's probably not big enough to carry a GoPro, but since it's brushless, who knows, it might be enough power to actually lift the GoPro. And, you know, if you extend the landing gears out a little bit higher, that would be pretty cool to mount a GoPro and get some aerial shots on this one. This pretty much covers the HotenX. Quick little unboxing to give you guys an idea of how everything comes. Give you guys another closer look of the motors. You can see here, thing just looks pretty sick. You know, it's blinged out. It's got aluminum parts. It looks very nice. It doesn't look cheap because there's not a lot of plastic on here besides the battery tray and propellers, and everything else is metal, fiberglass. It just looks pretty cool. I'm not sure an exact pricing on the HotenX. It's just a sample that I received in from XLE. So we're just testing it out and seeing how the new Walkeras come out. Hopefully there's not going to be a version 2 or a you know, the newer updated version 2, which Walkera tends to do a lot for some reason. Hopefully this one flies good out of the box with no adjustments needed, no firmware update needed or anything like that. Another quick thing I want to point out too is the transmitter uses 8 AA batteries. I find a very easy thing to do is I hate using AA batteries because I always have to charge it. so it takes a long time, and it just, you know, I waste money buying just little alkaline batteries or even using rechargeable batteries. I just use my LiPo. I have a 3-cell 800 milliamp. Depending on the size of your pack, guys, this is just a Sky LiPo 800 3-cell. It fits right on in. It uses the JST, so you just plug it right on in, and I could fly for a few days before the battery even drains out. So, you know, quick little tip if you guys want to use a LiPo on any of your Devo, or even I believe the older 2801 transmitter works too, with a 3-cell LiPo. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick unboxing, and stay tuned for the next video, which I'll be flying the new HotenX.